Hi everyone, myself Dr. P. Soumya, working as an assistant professor in the Department of Chemistry, Institute of Aeronautical Engineering. In this session, I'm going to discuss about introduction of water, causes and effects of hardness of water. Here are the topics. First, we should know what is water, introduction of water, what are the sources of water, and what are the contaminants of water, and effects of water on rocks and minerals, classification of impurities, effects of impurities on natural water, soft water, hard water, and what are the disadvantages of water, hard water. First, we should know what is water. So, water is made of tiny molecules of hydrogen and oxygen. Hydrogen and oxygen. So, this is water molecule. So, this is having two hydrogen atoms attached via single bonds. So, this is the structure of water. In this, one oxygen and two hydrogen atoms are present. Pure water has no color, no taste, and does not smell of anything. Pure water has no color, no taste, and does not smell anything. So, water exists in the three forms on the earth. So, first one is solid, liquid, gas. First one is solid, second one is liquid, third one is gas. Solid exists in the form of ice, hail, snow, or frost. The liquid water exists in the form of lakes, oceans, rain, dew, fog, or mist, moisture. So, gas in this form of steam or water vapor, in invisible water in the air. So, water exists in three forms: solid, liquid, gas. So, like this. This is the introduction about earth water. So, earth water is having 100% of water. If it take 100%, in that 97% of water occupied by oceans, and only 3% fresh water is there. Only fresh water 3% is there. So in this 3%, 70% is in ice caps and glaciers, 29% in groundwater, and from this 1% is easily accessible fresh water. In this, only 1% is easily accessible fresh water. In this 1%, again 52% present in lakes and 38% in soil moisture. 1% is water vapor, and water in living organism is 1%, and rivers 1%. So this is the pictographical representation of earth water. So next one is water is of major importance to all the living things. So all we know that water is a major importance to all the living things. So in the human body, up to 60% of human body is water. The human body, up to 60% it is consists of water. Therefore, the quality of water we drink is very important, and the drinking water should be totally clean, pure, and free of any disease causing microbes, and therefore properly treated and disinfected before using it for drinking purpose. So, as an engineering material, water is used for producing steam in boilers to generate hydroelectric power, and furnishing steam for engines, and for construction of concrete structures as a solvent chemical processes. An engineering material, it is used for producing steam and it in boilers to generate hydroelectric power, and to furnish this steam for steam engines, and it is also used for the construction of concrete structures. So what are the sources of water? So there are three natural sources of water. First one is surface water, second one is above surface water, third one is groundwater. Surface water, it collects on the ground. Surface water collects on the ground or in a stream, river, lake, reservoir or ocean. So these are on the surface of the earth. So on surface of the earth. So this water is called as surface water. This collects on the ground or in a stream, river, lake, reservoir or ocean. So groundwater means it is located below the surface of the earth in spaces between rock and soil. The groundwater is located below the surface of the earth in the spaces between rock and soil. So this is underground, nothing but underground water. It is stored in inside the underground and moves slowly through geological formations of soil, sand and rocks called as aquifers. Here's contamination of water. So contamination of water, here surface waters. For surface waters, rainwater, river water, lake water, sea water. So in rainwater, it is contaminated. It is pure, but it is contaminated with gas. So we are having river water that is high. It is having high dissolved salts with moderate organics. Whereas lake water, constant, it is containing constant composition but high organics. In case of seawater, it is having high salinity and pathogens organics because of highly living organics. So in underground water, so these are spring or well water. These are crystal clear, but it is having high dissolved salts and high impurity form of organics. Surface water, in rainwater, pure but it is contaminated with gases. River water, it is having high dissolved salts with moderate organics. Lake water, it is containing constant composition but high organics. Sea water, it is having high salinity, pathogens and organics. Whereas spring or well water, it is crystal clear but it is having high dissolved salts and impurity from organics. So these are the contamination of the water which are present in surface water and underground water. Effect of water on rocks and minerals. So effect of water on rocks and minerals. When that water is flow on the rocks and minerals, what will happen? So this process will take through dissolution, hydration, effect of dissolved oxygen, effect of dissolved carbon dioxide. This takes place. First one is coming to the dissolution, the mineral constituents of rocks. So rocks are having some minerals such as sodium chloride and calcium sulfate. They can readily dissolve in water. So we know that sodium chloride and calcium sulfate, they can readily soluble in water. So that's why when this water is flow on the rocks, the dissolution of rock will take place. Dissolution of mineral constituents of rock will take place when this water is flow on the rocks. The hydration of mineral also takes place because minerals are easily hydrated and they are causing disintegration of rocks. This causes disintegration of rocks. And the next one is effect of dissolved gas, oxygen. So water is having, the water should have dissolved oxygen as well as dissolved carbon dioxide and other gases. Because of dissolved oxygen, the oxidation of hydration of rocks takes place. The oxidation and hydration of rocks takes place. Because of the dissolved carbon dioxide, water containing CO2 convert to the insoluble carbonates of calcium and magnesium and iron to soluble bicarbonates. Because of the water is having carbon dioxide, so this will convert insoluble carbonates of calcium, magnesium, iron to soluble bicarbonates. Means if it is having calcium carbonate, it will converts calcium bicarbonate. If it is having magnesium, it is converts magnesium bicarbonate. These are soluble. These are insoluble. So because of this effect of water on rocks, this water will dissolve many salts and minerals and also living organic things. This type of so means the water is impured by other substances. So here the classification of impurities which are present in water while flowing on the rocks and minerals. So first one is dissolved impurities. Dissolved impurities may be organic or inorganic. These are impurities may be organic or inorganic. The inorganic salts, so cations, in inorganic salts we are having cations and anions. So cations, examples of cations are calcium, magnesium, sodium, potassium, iron and aluminum, and also traces of zinc and copper plus 2. In anions, Cl minus SO4 minus 2, NO3 minus bicarbonate, HCO3 minus, F minus and NO2 minus. So the impurities, the gaseous impurities are CO2, oxygen, nitrogen, oxides of nitrogen, and also ammonia, H2S. CO2, we know that CO2, oxygen, nitrogen, oxides of nitrogen, ammonia and H2S. Organic salts are organic water products, amino acids, proteins, etc. So impurities, dissolved impurities are inorganic impurities, gaseous impurities, organic salts. So in organic salts, we are having cations and anions of different elements, and gases such as oxygen, CO2, nitrogen and oxides of nitrogen, etc. In organic salts, organic water products, amino acids, proteins, etc. The second one is suspended impurities. First one is inorganic impurity, second one is suspended impurity and biological impurities. So the suspended impurities includes these are dispersion of solid particles. Suspended impurities means dispersion of solid particles that are large enough to remove by filtration. On the surface of heavier and heavier one settle down. And these are heavier particles which are removed by the filtration, and if we keep the water constant, so that will settle down. These impurities are called as suspended impurities. It is of two types. First one is inorganic, organic. Inorganic and organic. Inorganic is examples of inorganic are sand or clay. Organic suspended impurities are oil globules, vegetable and animal matter. So whereas biological impurities, biological impurities means microorganisms like pathogenic bacteria, fungi, algae, etc. So in this inorganic impurities, suspended impurities and biological impurities are there in the impure water. So what are the effects of impurities in natural waters? Various impurities impart some properties on the water. From the point of industrial use, the characteristics and effects of the impurities are as follows. From the point of the industrial use, and the characteristics and effects of the impurities are as follows. First one is color. Second one is taste and odors, turbidity and sediment, microorganisms, dissolved mineral water in the hardness, alkalinity, total solids and corrosion. And sixth one is dissolved gases. Seventh one is silica content. Eighth one is oxidability. These are the impurities which are present in the natural water. And what are the effects of these impurities in industrial use, in the point of industrial use? So first one is color. Colors of natural waters range from pale yellow through yellowish brown to dark brown. Color in water is due to metallic salts of iron, manganese, and due to organic substances like humus, peat, algae. So this is color is due to salts of iron and magnesium, iron and manganese, and also organic substances like humus, peat, algae, weed. The colored water is objectionable in the industrial activities such as textile, paper, pulp, and dyeing tanneries. Color intensities of water sample can be measured using tintometer using platinum cobalt standard color complex and expressed in Hagen units. Removal or reduction of color is done by coagulation, settling, and absorption, and also filtration. So removal of this color is done by coagulation, settling, absorption, and filtration. Second one is taste and odors. Taste. The presence of dissolved salts and gases impart bitter, soapy, brackish, and palatable taste, which normally correlated with odor. So bitter. If the water is containing iron, aluminium, manganese sulfate, or calcium hydroxide, the water taste should be bitter. The taste of water is soapy when it is having sodium bicarbonate salts. The water is brackish taste when it is having high salt content and sodium chloride. So the order of the domestic and industrial activities cause undesirable odor to water. So the order is due to domestic and industrial activities cause undesirable odor to water. So industrial effluents of organic sewage discharge presence of nitrogen, sulfur, phosphorus contains compounds. So metal ion pollutions like iron. So this order is due to industrial effluent of organic sewage discharge, presence of nitrogen, sulfur, phosphorus contains compounds, and metal ion solution like iron. This order is due to substances like algae, peat, and bacteria. The grassy odor of water, and it will again it should have grassy odor, peaty odor, offensive odor, tarry, and faint odor. These are the different odors which are having water because of different impurities in the water. So turbidity and sediments. It is due to colloidal extremely fine suspensions such as clay, grit, finely divided matters, sometimes microorganisms. Sometimes microorganisms. So this is turbidity is due to colloidal and extremely fine suspensions such as clay, grit, finely divided matters, sometimes microorganisms also. It reflects the optical properties of water in terms of light scattering ability instead of transmitting in straight lines. The material which is so porous that is rapidly tends to drop out of suspension is called as sediment. This process is also called as sedimentation process. The turbidity is often measured by the nephelometer or turbidity meter, and it is expressed in the nephelometric turbidity units. Nephelometric turbidity units. So next one is dissolved mineral water, dissolved mineral matter. So first one is hardness, alkalinity, and total salt, solids, and corrosion. Mineral matter. Mineral matter that affects the industrial applications of water are the hardness and alkalinity. The hardness and alkalinity. So the hardness and alkalinity of the water, it is due to the dissolved mineral water. Dissolved mineral water. It is due to dissolved mineral matter. Hardness. What is hardness? It is the soap consuming capacity of water sample. Soap consuming capacity of water sample is called as hardness of water. So there are two types of hardness. First one is temporary hardness. Second one is permanent hardness. So alkalinity of water, it is due to the increase of OH minus ions in the water. If it is increasing. If it is water, it is having OH minus, high OH minus ions, the alkalinity should increase. So alkalinity of water is due to presence of a high amount of OH minus ions in the water. Hardness, it is the soap consuming capacity of water sample. These both are due to the presence of dissolved mineral matter. The pure water composed of 2 parts of hydrogen and 1 part of oxygen by volume, and it dissolves many substances. So water is very good solvent, and it is also called as universal solvent. So what is soft water? Soft water is the water which does not contain dissolved salts of calcium plus 2 and magnesium plus 2. The water which does not contain dissolved salts of calcium plus 2 and magnesium plus 2 is called as soft water. The water which can give lather with soap easily is called as soft water. First definition is the water which does not contain dissolved salts of calcium plus 2 and magnesium plus 2, and it does not give any lather with the soap. When it is treated with the soap, it is called as soft water. So this sodium, the soap is containing sodium stearate. When it is treated with water, it will give sodium hydroxide and stearic acid. This stearic acid again treated with sodium stearate, and it will form formation of lather. So sodium stearate, when treated with water, it is forming sodium hydroxide and sodium stearic acid, and this stearic acid again reacted with sodium stearate, it will form the lather, which will come after the reaction of soap with water. So soft water will give lather with the soap because it does not contain calcium plus 2 and magnesium plus 2 ions. So what is hard water? The hard water contains dissolved salts of calcium plus 2 and magnesium plus 2. The water which cannot give lather with soap easily is called as hard water. The hard water, it is having a dissolved salts of calcium plus 2 and magnesium plus 2, and also which cannot give lather with soap easily is called as hard water. In the case of hard water, sodium stearate, it is reacting with calcium plus 2, magnesium plus 2, which are present in the water, and forms calcium stearate and sodium plus ions. This sodium plus ions. If we take magnesium plus 2 ions, this will react with sodium stearate and forms magnesium stearate and sodium plus ions. So it does not give lather, only it will give the precipitate when it is reacted with water. So this water is called as hard water. Minerals in hard water reacts with soap and form scum or precipitate. It interferes with soap ability to lather. So more soap is needed to form lather, hence they are not suitable for washing. This hard water is not useful for the washing because the more soap is needed to form a lather. So this is the disadvantage of hard water in washing. This disadvantage of hard water, more disadvantages are there in industrial and domestical use. So in domestical use, we are using for washing and bathing. If we use this hard water for washing and bathing, the hard water does not produce lather freely with soap. Thus, cleaning quality of soap is depressed, and the lot of soap is wasted. So, for the washing of bathing, if we use hard water, the cleaning quality of soap is depressed, and lot of it is wasted. If we use in cooking, the boiling point of water increased because of the presence of dissolved salts, and hence more fuel and time is required for cooking. For more fuel and time is required because it increases the boiling point of water due to presence of high dissolved salts. If we use this hard water for drinking, the hard water causes bad effects on the digestive system. The effects on our digestive system. Moreover, the possibility of forming calcium oxalate crystals in urinary tracts is increased. So, example, the calcium oxalate crystals, it will increase in the urinary tracts. So this is disadvantages in washing, cooking and drinking. So we have disadvantages of hard water in industrial use. So these are, if we use this hard water in textile industry, that causes the wastage of soap and precipitates of calcium and magnesium soaps adhere to the fabrics, and this cause the problem of textiles. If we use sugar industry, it the refining and causes difficulties in the crystallization of sugar is takes place. Refining of sugar and causes difficulties in the crystallization of sugar. Moreover, the sugar so produced may be deliquescent. Moreover, the produced may be deliquescent. See, if we use in dyeing industry, the dissolved salts in hard water may react with the costly dyes and forming precipitates. If we use in dyeing industry, it will react with the dyeing dyes which are more costly. So these are the disadvantages of hard water in textile industry, sugar industry and dyeing industry. So if we use in paper industry, the calcium, magnesium, iron salts in water may affect the quality of the paper. In pharmaceutical industry, hard water may cause some undesirable products while preparation of pharmaceutical products. So if we use in pharmaceutical industry, so if we prepare any medicines like that, pharmaceuticals, so if we use as a solvent in the pharmaceutical industry, it will form undesirable products in the reactions. So we should not use the hot water in pharmaceutical industry. If we use in concrete making, water containing chlorides and sulfates, if used for concrete making, affects the hydration of cement and final strength of hardened concrete. It will affect the strength of the hardened concrete. Final strength of hardened concrete. If we use in laundry, so hard water, if used in laundry, it causes much of the soap used for washing to go as a waste. Iron salts may even causes coloration of cloths. So if the water is contained iron salts, so if we use for laundry, it will causes the coloration of cloths. So these are the industrial. If we use hard water in industrial use, these are the disadvantages of hard water. These disadvantages of hard water. If hard water is used in boilers, this is disadvantages of hard water in boilers. Hot water, if we use in boilers, it may lead to the boiler corrosion, scale or sludge formation, priming and foaming, caustic embrittlement in pharmaceutical industry. If we use the boilers which are used for the steam production, if we use this hard water in the boilers, it may lead to the boiler corrosion, scale and sludge formation, priming and foaming, and also caustic embrittlement in pharmaceutical industry. Dissolved salts, the total solid content comprises of total dissolved solids and suspended solids. Corrosion. The corrosiveness of raw water is determined by the nature of impurities present in it. So under boiler conditions, concentrated alkalis can attack the steel. So because of this, loss of mechanical strength and pitting and perforation of metal takes place because of the contamination of the water, and it will interference with the heat transfer. So this is the disadvantages of water for corrosion of metals. Dissolved gases. The water, carbon dioxide, it is having oxygen, nitrogen, hydrogen sulfate and methane. The water, if it is having carbon dioxide, oxygen, nitrogen, hydrogen sulfate and methane. So these are the dissolved gases which are present in the water. So the carbon dioxide, amount of carbon dioxide picked up by rainwater is very small. However, lakes and rivers contain high CO2 due to decay of organic matter. So oxygen, it is dissolved oxygen. It is corrosive to iron, steel and brass. So nitrogen is inert. has no corrosive effect on metals. See, the sulfur, the hydrogen sulfide, which is dissolved in water, it is sulfur waters are corrosive with offensive odor. So methane, well waters contain methane. So it is advisable to aerate water prior to use. So it is fire to avoid fire. So silica content impurities, that is silica content, effect of impurity, that is silica content. It is the concentration of silicic acid present in the water. It is the concentration of silicic acid present in the water. The presence of silica in boiler feed water forms silicate scales and deposits in plates and nozzles and turbines. If we use the water which is containing silica in boiler feed water, it forms the scales, deposits and the blades and nozzles of the turbines. So this is the disadvantage of silica content in hard water. Oxidability. Contamination of water by organic substances. This oxidability is due to contamination of water by organic substances. It is expressed as a mg of oxygen required for oxidizing 1 kg of organic substances. Oxidability, it is defined as the milligrams of oxygen required for oxidizing 1 kg of organic substances. Also expressed amount of KMnO4 spent to oxidize the organic substances. Amount of KMnO4 spent to oxidize the organic substances. This is about oxidability. These are the disadvantages of and effects of hard water on nature. So thank you so much.
Like, share and subscribe. Hit the bell icon for more updates.